Hey everyone. So, season 6 has landed upon us, and I thought I would do a video to talk about the changes, at least specific to Crusader Legacy of Nightmares Thorns Bombardment build. And if you hear noise in the background, I have to apologize, but my neighbors are making a lot of noise. There are people moving out of there, I believe. So, you hear a lot of little kids screaming and crying and banging and all that other stuff. But on the positive side, next month, May, I'm going to be purchasing a home. Yes, I'm going to have a townhome. It's going to be nice. Hopefully the walls, expect the walls are going to be a lot better insulated than these apartment walls. You know, I can almost have a conversation with the people in the other room or the other apartment just because there's just no insulation here whatsoever. Alright, so I'm going to talk specifically about Crusader and, as I said, about the Legacy of Nightmare Bombardment Thorns build. I'm not going to talk too much about any of the other changes to the set items for Crusader because I still think that Legacy of Nightmare is the way to go right now. I had done a video and it was Greater Rift 81, so hopefully you take a look at that. What struck me, I think you're going to see there is big change is Greater Rifts are they've been scaled down in terms of damage, so they've become more survivable. And from what I understand from reading what they say on MMO Champion or Diablo website for MMO, is that Greater Rifts, the amount of incoming damage in Greater Rift 70 and above has been reduced. So if you watch the video, you're going to see that I have a little better time surviving, but I still find ways to screw up and get myself killed 5 times. But I like the changes. I like that I can do more things and stay active and apply damage, and not be spending my time running around in circles waiting for the convention of elements physical to come up. I can keep riding through ads, keep applying damage, keep doing some things to keep moving forward. And something else that I also noticed, well, I didn't notice, but it's also mentioned in the list of changes in this patch, is Aircut's Champion. The damage bonus granted is now multiplicative with other sources of bonus damage. So if you watch that video on the, every once in a while I try to get all my cooldowns, I try to pop them all at the same time and try still lining them up with Convention of Elements physical, because that's crazy amount of damage. And if you watch that, you'll see those ads in that Greater Rift 81, their health drops almost in half. Now this is insane, because if you look at other videos like my last Greater Rift 80, my estimation, when I know that I'm moving on and moving forward and doing well in a Rift, I usually typically would see something like, when I get everything lined up and I blow all my abilities, blow bombardment, everything to maximize the damage I'm going to do when Convention of Elements physical comes up, usually on the elite ads, I only see like maybe a quarter of their health come down, and I know that's going to take 4 rotations at least. And if I start to fall behind, then it's a point where I need to be smart and decide, okay, I've messed this up and I need to move on, or I need to try to get another pack of mobs in here and get them down while I work on getting this one elite, because the elites are worth a lot of progression. When you look at the video, the Greater Rift 81 that I did, you will see that half their health is gone. Some of them, the damage is so huge, I think that in one go I destroyed a pack of blue mobs. So yeah, I'm really pleased to see that. I'm pleased to see that we can survive a lot better. I'm also glad that I'm not going through and making too many changes. Although change is important, I mean, we have to be willing to embrace it. Well, what was the saying? I don't know if I've got this going right, but I'll paraphrase it. if you aren't failing, then you aren't trying hard enough. And the idea is you've got to change, you've got to try things, you've got to grow, you've got to move on. And this patch seems like there were some changes to, mostly changes to sets. I'm not going to talk about sets because I'm not running any of the sets right now. I'm running the Legacy of Nightmare, the no set. But there are some changes, and maybe I will take a look at them and see if I can get anything going. I probably won't, but I won't say I won't, just because it's so much time and effort that for me right now what's really interesting is doing progression on greater rifts and seeing how far and how high I can go, because I'm not going to be doing the seasonal stuff, so I don't have to start from ground zero and start building Paragon points again. I can just keep working and keep chasing the top players and see how I can do against them. I think there's a guy up there right now who's already 96 and he's doing the same stuff I'm doing. He's doing the Legacy of Nightmare bombardment build, and he's got slightly different skills that he's using. Something else that I saw that might matter is if you're using Laws of Hope, I believe there was a change for a Hopeful Cry, and reduces damage by 25%. So if you're into Laws of Hope as opposed to Laws of Justice, and maybe I'll go and use this and try this. It's possible. Maybe this turns out to be even better. Maybe this makes it so really hard to kill, period. I don't know. I think I'm going to just stick with Laws of Justice, but I'll take a look at Laws of Hope, Hopeful Cry there, and see if it's a good good item to get. So basically the same stuff as I was doing before. Really, you could try different things. You could try Shield Glare. I believe that there's a I think there's a new Flail of the Ascended, new legendary two-handed Flail. Your Shield Glare deals damage equal to up to your last 5 shield bass casts. So okay, so that's probably not going to be Legacy of Nightmare. That'll be for one of the other builds, but I thought I'd mention it anyway in case you're thinking about trying a two-hander in the Legacy of Nightmare build. And if you're doing Shield Glare and you happen to have Shield Bash in there for some reason, there you go. That might be a possibility. But I'm keeping everything the same here. I'm not going with 5 passive skills. I'm going with the 4 there. I really like this Halcyon's Ascent. I really like how that secondary skill works. I think it really works well with Bane to the Trap. So okay, we'll just go over everything. Nothing's really changed very much. Roland's Mantle, Leoric's Crown, Halcyon's Ascent, St. Archus, Kila, Nemesis. This could be any other bracer that does increase damage too. I don't know what else. You could try other things if you wanted to. Belt of the Trove. I thought there was a change. Where's that bracer? Yeah, I thought there was a change that made the secondary multiplicative 2. Chance of being hit to deal 1000% of your Thorns damage. There might be something that has changed this to make the sanguinary Van Braces deal more damage. So this might be something else to try. Although I think the Nemesis braces are great just because when you click on a pylon or a shrine, you get a mob, and then you got a mob that you can do whatever shrine or pylon damage to, and that's usually turns out to be very, very good. Okay, here's the set of the no set. Pretty decent. Still hexing pants. I would like to get some rings. I think in one of my videos I talked about some changes I'd like to see. Like these rings could be better. I would love to take a pair of Wailing Hosts that I have sitting here that aren't doing much of anything but sitting around, and try taking these 2 rings and put them into the cube and try re-rolling their stats. But man, I could care less about doing bounties. Really, just it's not worth it. It's so much time, and you take 3 bounties, and out of 3 bounties, I mean, you got to do 3 sets of the 5 bounties, and then that gives you a chance to roll an item 3 times. That's a lot of time just to re-roll one item. It's not worth the time. It doesn't. I don't get hardly any experience from doing bounties. It's not nearly as good as Greater Rifts, although Blizzard also says that they reduce the amount of experience granted. So I'm going to do some tests to see how much difference it is, and I'll do a video and tell you if it's changed significantly enough that maybe grinding Greater Rifts for Paragon is no longer a thing. I still think it will be. I still think that because Greater Rifts keep going up and you're going to get more and more experience, that doing Torment 10 bounties, or killing bosses, or doing farming of the keys for doing Ubers and stuff, key wardens, any of that kind of stuff that you do or doing the set dungeons, is not going to reward you nearly as much experience as doing Greater Rifts. Greater Rifts will give you a better reward for the time investment. Then the Swift Mount, Ice Climbers, and I happen to have the illusory boots on my other non-seasonal. Well, now all my characters are now non-seasonal, but my other Crusader has the illusory boots. But I still like these. I like the reduction, and it helps to make cold more survivable. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth taking if you're going with a build like me where your cooldown is so ridiculously high, and you've got the Swift Mount, and you got paid for the ability that reduces the cooldown of steed charge. Then you're on your steed all the time, and you can run through ads just non-stop. You don't have to worry about the illusory boots and being able to walk unimpeded, because you're riding unimpeded through mobs. And then here's a lidless wall. So I think that what I'll be looking at doing this next season, I think in a video I had mentioned earlier that maybe I misspoke. I thought I was going to that it would take me like a month to farm 1,000 Paragon, but I think I was smoking something, I don't know what. I think that it would, from my experience, from looking at what I did last season and my time investment, because there are other things that I like to do. I like to do World of Warcraft sometimes. Sometimes I'm just completely off my computer and I'm doing something totally unrelated. But I think that from what I did last season, I think the experience that I earned was more like 1,000 Paragon points, closer to that for the whole season. So if a season is 3 months, and let's just say for argument's sake it is, then in 3 months I'll probably be around 2,000, somewhere plus or minus, maybe 100 or so. So we'll see where we go then. We'll see if we can get ourselves up a lot higher. But man, that Greater Rift 81 was really good, and I think I can go on and do a Greater Rift 82 and get that finished. I don't know, maybe I can get 83 or maybe 84. I think what I'd like to do this season is I'm going to post videos every time I get a new Greater Rift, instead of waiting 5 Greater Rifts and posting a video, because it could be a long time in between. I mean, I think it's going to be a bit of time in between. Once I hit the point where my damage and survivability is equal to the Greater Rift, then I'm going to hit that wall again, and I'm probably going to end up needing to farm, I don't know how many Paragon points. Well, I need to get 50 Paragon points to get up to the next level. Well, I need to level up this 3 ranks, or maybe 5 ranks will make enough difference to get to the next level. Will it take getting up the ranks on these Khalisan's Despair gens? Will it take to 5 more ranks or 10 more ranks to farm these up to the point where I'll have enough damage and survivability to go the next level of a Greater Rift. I don't know. But I know that there's supposed to be some changes also that you can do. So let's see. Where was it? Ah, shoot. Okay. Well. Shoot, sorry about that. My computer just kind of went like, hey, why are you doing that? Please stop doing that. Sorry. I don't know if any of you guys got Windows 10 out there machines. But how many of you are getting critical errors every time you press your Windows key? Oh my lord. I want to go back to Windows 8 so bad. But I know that's going to wipe everything, and I'll have to reinstall crap. So, well, Windows 10, I just don't press the Windows key. Yeah, lots of fun. Alright, so this is taking too long and I'm starting to ramble about stuff that's unrelated. I don't know if there's anything more. Oh, legendary gens. Oh. Crying out loud. Sorry. Jesus. What the hell? Stupid computer. Oh, you make me almost want to buy a Macintosh. And then there are probably Macintosh users say, no, PC's better. I don't know. Whatever. Sorry. So, there's some changes. Bane of the Powerful. So, Bane of the Powerful, rank 25 now reduces damage from elites by 15%. And the damage bonus granted is now multiplicative of other sources of bonus damage. So I've thought about maybe this might be a good gem to use in place of Bane of the Trapped, just because of the survivability built into it, that gain that 15% or increased damage. No, it's supposed to be rank 25 reduces, reduces damage. Okay. Brain fart. So anyway, it's got reduced damage, so this might replace my Bane of the Trapped. I'm thinking I'm going to work on leveling this up, and then I'm going to see if this is a good enough replacement for Bane of the Trapped. I mean, Bane of the Trapped has the benefit of just, all damage, increased damage against enemies under the effects of crowd controlling by 39%. So this is all-time damage for everything. Everything takes damage, whereas here, Bane of Powerful, well, it's increased damage after killing an elite pack. So this is not beneficial until after I've killed an elite pack. And it has increased damage to elites and then reduced damage from elites. So this doesn't help white mobs. Although right now, what I was seeing, and when you look at the Greater Rift 81 video I did, you will see that it's a lot more survivable. I mean, before it used to be like white mobs hit harder than the freaking Greater Rift bosses do. But now they're more survivable. I'm a lot happier with what I'm seeing. I think I'm going to enjoy this a lot more. I'll be spending time just leveling up my items and being a little less worried about whether or not, something's going to take me out. I'm also going to do other videos for the other classes that I have, because I'm working on, some of them are doing Greater with 70 and some of them aren't there quite yet. But, to change things up, keep them interesting. I don't know how much time I'm going to invest in them, because the amount of experience I get for playing those characters who are, languishing Greater Rift 70 and below is not nearly as much progression and Paragon and experience as I'm going to get working with this guy. I mean, right now I can do Greater Rift 80 easy and keep farming that and work on leveling these up as much as I can before they get to the point where they're like 1% upgrade chance. And then it's like, oh, well, then I'll just work on, trying to get a Call to Sans Despair, get one of those gems up to rank 80, and then, you get more strength. I can definitely use that. Oh yeah, by the way, I think I got rid of Vitality. Yeah, I had my crazy moment at the beginning of Season 5 when I thought that I would use Vitality in line with Heart of the Iron. That gain thorns equals 300% of your Vitality. And I thought I would, do something. I do Call to Silence Despair with Vitality. And I think in the end that was not the right choice. But hey, why not try it? It's a game. I'll just re-level some more gems and go with strength, and I think strength is the way to go. I would do that in the future. I don't think I'll do Vitality again. Oh yeah, so in case you're wondering, here are my stats. And yeah, I'm kind of rambling. Oh, 20 minutes. All right, that's enough of me talking. Got to get going. Got to get the other guys in there, see what's going on. So take it easy, dudes.